Hello, NYWC. The administrator of the NYWC message board, Robert Lottie. Sideshow was a great way to kick off 2025, and this will go down as quite a memorable night, obviously. But for those who were unable to make it, you're going to be so let down you missed out. I actually arrived just in time for the show beginning, apparently, because Jason Linnick comes to the ring, and I don't know if this started the show or this was supposed to be a pre-show match, as we saw Traven Hims. I apologize for if I got his last name wrong. He took on Wild Thing Ziggy Danger. Okay, match which started out. Ziggy Danger picked up the win at 5 minutes 37 seconds. Oh, my eyes. All right. Up next, we had singles competition as the Big Gun Nuke took on Randy Summers. Nuke attempted to put Summers away with the Cobra Clutch, but Randy Summers kicked off the ropes and lit up on top of Nuke and scored the pinfall. Randy Summers defeats Nuke at 7 minutes 37 seconds. Well, that particular thing, I just think how Bret Hart defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin back at Survivor Series 1996. Or as I refer to it as, the Bret Hart trick. Summers takes the microphone. He addresses to the crowd that, the last few months, some disgruntled veterans, as he put it, have been coming in and disrupting the shows. And Summers says, unfortunately, he's got it due to a previous commitment. He will not be at Psycho Circus Saturday, February 22nd. But Summers said to Nuke to do NYWC proud and defend the territory. And Nuke said he'll do it with his blood. Up next was tag team match, as we saw Chris White and Nigel, I apologize for not getting his last name, as they took on Big Kaz and Jasper Newton, Fire and Ice. Obviously there was a change for this card for some reason, and we'll get to that later. Fire and Ice defeated Chris White and Nigel at 8 minutes 32 seconds. Next, we were scheduled to see Kay Blazer do battle with Dan Moff, but Lawrence St. John comes out and he runs down Papa Don and the sure thing John Shane, and also says that Moff was unable to appear. So Lawrence offers Kay Blazer to partner up with him, and then out comes the Greek god Papa Don, and he calls Lawrence Lotion Boy. And Papa Don chases Lawrence out of the ring. He tries to go out of the ring, but Blazer attacks Papa Don from behind. The match gets underway. Papa Don puts Kay Blazer down at 5 minutes 3 seconds with that DDT Randy Orton does. Or maybe we might want to call it the Randy T. Then after the match, that was Lawrence actually. Papa Don ended up chasing Lawrence into the crowd deep into the match. After Papa Don got the win, Lawrence comes in the ring, helps Blazer to his feet, then he hits him in the groin. And then, Lawrence said, I don't know if he got the microphone up, but he said he dared Papa Don and John Shane to show up at Psycho Circus, so Papa Don could face Dan Moff, making a challenge for Dan Moff, who wasn't there, to face Papa Don. And if Moff wins, Papa Don and John Shane are banned from NYWC, but that match isn't official yet, folks. All right, next up, we were set to see Unstoppable Izzy McKenna challenge Amity LeVay for the Starlet Championship. LeVay is in the ring waiting, and I think Jason Linnick introduced her twice, and Izzy didn't come out. So the referee calls for the bell. It starts a 10 count. Izzy McKenna comes out. Looked like her mouth was gagged, and she fell fell down after coming through on the ramp after coming through the curtain, and she failed to make the 10 count. Emily LeVay defeats unstoppable Izzy McKenna, I kid you not, at 23 seconds by countout to retain the Starlet Championship. Next up, it was champion versus champion, title for title. As CCW champion, Aaron Ash, the Headhunter Heavyweight, I think was his nickname, did battle with Mr. Main Event Salvatore Savelli, the NYWC champion. At one point, Aaron Ash tried to come into the ring, back in the ring, but out from under the ring is the cause of it all, Joey Conway, who hits the ring, attacks Savelli, much like he did last month at Tortoise Circus. And Conway eventually, Ash, he gives Savelli the Steiner Screwdriver, a move that Scott Steiner was known for years ago. It's a suplex into a pile driver. And Conway got on the microphone, and I forgot what he said. It was just a long promo. And he, Aaron Ash took the NYWC belt and placed it on Savelli while he was down. Okay. They went to intermission after that. And we had, the intermission went kind of quick. The action resumed as we saw making his NYWC debut. Vincent Michaels challenged the Big O for the 03 championship. The Big O defeated Vincent Michaels at 5 minutes, 34 seconds to retain the 03 championship. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the Aaron Ash Salvatore Savelli match was 9 minutes, 22 seconds. After O got the victory, he and Vincent Michaels shook hands. Okay, next matchup we saw Dante Storm do battle with Aaron Christensen. These two were supposed to actually team up and face Fire and Ice, Big Kaz and Jasper Newton, but got changed for some reason. Aaron Christensen ended up defeating Dante Storm at 7 minutes, 49 seconds. Up next was a triple threat match as we saw Giorgio Lawrence and Isaiah Wolf challenge top tier A1G for the Fusion title. Eventually, out comes Jorge La Bestia and John Gibbons, who's now calling himself Johnny Brando. He came out dressed to the nines, so I guess he's managing Jorge. Jorge hit the ring, attacked Giorgio, Isaiah, and A1G. And Johnny Brando, on Jorge's behalf, challenged A1G to a Fusion title match at Psycho Circus. My head. Up next, we see NYWC journeyman Dan Barry challenge Nobody's Better Michael Mastretta. Well, actually, they go one-on-one. Mastretta picked up the victory at 9 minutes, 40 seconds. After the match, Mastretta took the microphone. He talked about in recent memories getting to wrestle people that he was scheduled to wrestle at earlier times, but for reasons beyond everybody's control, those matches didn't happen anywhere. They eventually took place at a later time, and Mastretta talked about he was supposed to face Tony Nese at Sideshow a few years back, but it did not happen. That was the one where, for those who don't know, that was back in early 2022, where Sideshow actually got canceled due to a snowstorm. But Mastretta, he said, the man who trained me, AEW superstar Tony Nese. But then, up on the screen, we see Mastretta appearing on, when he appeared on Judge Jerry, which was a court show hosted by the late Jerry Springer, where Mastretta appeared with Man Bun Jesus. And the thing was, all of a sudden, we had 3 or 4, or actually 5 Groovy Grizzlies hanging around ringside. And then out from the curtain, we see the Groovy Guru, who hadn't been seen in a few years, and followed by Man Bun Jesus, all decked out in Man Bun Jesus attire. He's not Fifth Chorus, apparently. He's back as Man Bun Jesus. Man Bun takes the microphone and he tells Mastretta, Tony Nese can't make it. But you know who can? Me. And he attacked him, gave him a frog splash off the top rope. And I believe the Groovy Grizzlies got in the ring, and they all got to get a piece of Mistretta. And then, time for the main event. It was a match to determine number one contenders in the Trios Championship as JT Kaysen, Jay Red, and big time Tony Burma, who was originally supposed to be Spider teaming with Jay Red and Kaysen, as they did battle with full blood Italian members Nicky Primo, Little Guido, and Gary Reno, who replaced CJ Bambino in this match. And they were accompanied by the commissioner, Mr. Entertainment, Brian Vitko. My eyes. Match was on, and Gary Reno, Nicky Primo, and Little Guido defeated Tony Burma, JT Kaysen, and Jay Red at 8 minutes, 3 seconds to win the match. Not content with the victory, they beat down Burma, Kaysen, and Jay Red after the match ended, but that prompted the current Trios champions, the Dirty Deeds, Dirk Moore, Johnny Malloy, and their Uncle Billy to chase them away. And then all of a sudden, up on the screen, we see Bull James, and he wanted to apologize to Shane for crashing toward the circus last month. And I forgot what he said on the video, but he said, if you want to know who, something, I don't know who said what, but because everything's such a blur once these shows end. I can't remember everything, folks. If you want every bit and piece, tell Mike Johnson to come down and cover these shows, and he'll post it all up on pwinsider.com. But eventually, the Bull ends the video by giving a sight for the bird watchers. And all that time, the lights actually had gone out, because I did notice by the side door where the food truck is, these men came in the ring, and they were none other than Cade Lothbrock, formerly known as Stockade, Bad Brad Benson, CJ Benson, and Christian Nunez. They attacked Burma, Kaysen, and Jay Red, but then all of a sudden, out comes Dickie Rodz, Nuke, and owner Mike Norman. And, eventually, I think Lothbrook said something to Rodz, and Mike Norman hits both Nuke and Rodz in the back with a chair. Norman took the microphone, went on a long tirade and a rant saying, it was his hard work to help keep NYWC going, getting the new chairs, constantly painting the building black, to prevent it to look like a rundown place, and I forgot what else he said. Then Lothbrook got the microphone, and he tells Nuke, when I started training, you left. He ran down, I don't know who, well, he ran down Rodz, I know that, but eventually, Rodz, Burma, Nuke, Jay Red, and Kaysen, they hit the ring going after the five of their attackers, and even Shane came out, he tried to get some licks in, and then eventually, I think they all went out the back door, I believe. Well, not everybody, just the antagonists, shall we say, Lothbrook, Cade, the Bensons, Mike Norman, and Christian Nunez. And I forgot who was it. Rodz who got on the microphone, and he said, "You want it? How about it? We do it at Psycho Circus." So it looks like that's the Psycho Circus match. I don't know if Mike Norman's going to be in the match, or Bull James, or for that matter, if I don't know. I know Shane used to wrestle, but I don't know if he's going to be in the match. So I don't know if it's going to be 5-on-5 or 6-on-6. And that's how pretty much the show ended. Now, right after the show, I had, even though not all of us were there, not all my fellow NYWCites were in attendance, but I had purchased our tickets for Psycho Circus 22, which is happening Saturday, February 22nd, from Farmingville Fire Department. I will get back to that in a little bit. Okay, personal notes. Great seeing Sam and Lauren. Sam and Lauren. Ryan Peterson, who was in the building. We talked a bit after the show. What was I saying? Yes, Sam and Lauren. Um, Michael, can't remember his last name, but I think he's training to wrestle right now. Mm, one guy, well, somebody actually, I think it was during intermission, I got up and a fan said if it wasn't that my videos help him keep track of what happens at NYWC when he cannot make a show. Then there was Matthew who was who came up to me before Tour de Circus started in December, said that thanks to my video that he watches my videos and he likes them. And also Mike Big Coz's brother, he told me that he enjoyed watching, that he did watch my video of the KBP show that happened back in early December. Alrighty. Damn. Oh, one thing I noticed, there were some fans that were like sitting further down from me, that they were initially there, I guess before maybe at the start of the show. They had gotten up, and what happened eventually, other fans showed up, or maybe there were others. I mean, I don't know if they had just shown up themselves, or these other fans I'm referring to, and they ended up going over and sitting in their seats. And the ones that were sitting there at the beginning, they were livid about their seats being taken. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't like leave their. I don't know if they went outside or what they did. If they couldn't leave their jackets or some form of property on their seats, so no one would take their seats away from them. Or for that matter, why didn't they just go over to those working the door and talk to somebody within management about the predicament? Ugh. Okay. I gotta say, there was a draft with the food truck being outside by the back door, but there was a draft coming in, even though there was like a plastic covering to cover the garage door. But every time that back door opened, that cold air kept coming in. Okay. Memorable quotes. Overrated. These kids, at Joey Conway during that promo he made after he attacked Salvatore Savelli, I think they yelled overrated at somebody else too. The Scotsman from Amityville. One guy near me referring to Dan Barry during his match with Michael Mistretta because Barry was wearing a kilt, which surprised me. I wonder what happened to his old gear, unless it doesn't fit him anymore or it got all worn out. Oosh. Well, on this show, we did not, as we mentioned, like Spider and CJ Bambino were going to be in that 6-man tag. They were not there. We didn't see Dan Mops was unable to do the show. Jorge didn't wrestle. Dirty Deeds didn't wrestle. Man Bun returned but didn't have a match. Who else can I think of here? We didn't see Brandon Watts or Rex Lawless. Oh, wow. I'm trying to think who else we did not see for this one. Damn, who else was not there? Oh, we didn't see Satanta Fury fighting Jack Morrissey, the Shillelagh Hitmen. Dolly Darko we didn't see. All right. Okay. Well, as mentioned earlier, NYWC presents Psycho Circus 22 on Saturday night, February 22nd from Farmingville Fire Department. Okay, looks the way things are going, looks like it'll be Salvatore Savelli against Joey Conway for the NYWC Championship. A1G, again, these matches are not official yet, folks, as of this recording. A1G against Jorge La Bestia for the Fusion title. Well, it looks like Dirty Deeds against the FBI for the Trios title. No word on who Eddie LeVay's facing for the Starlet Championship, who the Big O's facing for his 03 title. Looks like it's Michael Mistretta against Man Bun Jesus, again. And the Psycho Circus match, we know of some participants, but again, I don't know if it's going to be 5-on-5 or 6-on-6. It looks like it's going to be Papa Don against Dan Moff. Of course, the Joker's Wild Battle Royal's taking place this night. La 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 da. Oh, Jeffrey, aka Apollyon, he was in attendance. Saw him. Wow. Well, unfortunately, but like I said, the only ones sitting with me were Sam and Lauren because both Jessica and Leanne spent the weekend in Florida. Tommy wasn't feeling well and was sick, and he and Robin were not there. And Joey was unable to make the show because he said he was stuck in traffic and decided not to come to the show. But folks, I can tell you this right now, for Psycho Circus, we will be there in full force. Not just because I showed you the tickets on this video, but we're going to be back in full force. I wonder if DJ Rooster is going to be there for this event. Have him play music before the show and during an admission. And maybe if he'll end up with, oh, the other thing we have the Joker's Wild Battle Royal will commence. That usually opens up the Psycho Circus shows over the years. Okay? But, looks like obviously things are happening, but I don't, like I said, still more unanswered questions than answers, seemingly. I mean, hey, I've learned that wrestling is just like particular songs. It's just like The Fix said, one thing leads to another. Also, as Sarah McLachlan said, building a mystery. Because I know everybody in wrestling, they gotta stay steps. Gotta be very deep and many steps ahead of the fans, of course. I mean, I can't even pinpoint some of these things. My eyes. Whew. Oh, seeing this whole thing with Mike Norman aligning himself with Cade Lothbrok makes me wonder, where does Commissioner Mr. Entertainment Brian Vitko gonna stand on this? Wow, I'm wondering. Wonder if any more ghosts from NYWC's past may return or not. Because I mean, I'm still shocked of so many people. I mean, Nuke in particular was gone for nearly 20 years, and it's been a few years already since he returned. And Nuke, I gotta say, I don't know if that's an official T-shirt, but that's very nice. With a missile in the front. I kind of wish. I mean, when it comes to wrestling T-shirts, I want to get shirts where the wrestlers themselves are on the shirts, not just their name and a logo and stuff. Who else we got here? Other stuff. Wow, I forgot. One match that definitely is happening at Psycho Circus, but it was pretty much made official at Tour de Circus last month. The Extricated, Bam Sullivan and Mouse defend the tag team championship against the Slime Balls, Sage Chance and Tommy Rent. Whew. But that's one match that is happening. But nice seeing. I forgot to mention, nice seeing Shane, Chris Perry. Who else did I see there? Wow. Can't remember everybody now. Ooh. I mean, based on everything that went down for this show, guys, I have to say, for those who, missed Sideshow, have definitely come to Psycho Circus February 22nd. Because based on everything that went down at this event that I just went over, I gotta say it. Psycho Circus 22, look the fuck out. And while I'm on the subject of that, I'm going to end this video by saying, Psycho Circus, Psycho Circus, Psycho Circus. Can't wait for that one. And NYWC rules.